Stoney Beach by Loretta Smith, read by Matthew Woods. Chapter 11. Back in the car on the way to Surrey for Bob and Pat's anniversary party, they arrive at the King's Head to find a lovely spread. Ham on the bone, crudités of vegetables with a selection of dips, a dressed salmon covered with thinly sliced cucumber, and crab vol au vents. Arthur and Enid arrive and exchange pleasantries with Bob, and hugging Pat. There's definitely an awkward atmosphere between them. Cat notices that Joan and Bob are very natural with each other, and it dawns on him that perhaps Joan had been having an affair with Bob. That would explain a lot, and he kicks himself for not putting two and two together the night he covered for Bob when Pat asked after him. He'd even called Bob the next day and given him the heads up about being at a boxing match. This is all getting a bit much for Cat. He doesn't really care if Joan is still having an affair. As far as he knows, she could be sleeping with the punters from the pub. But his best mate? How could she? He takes a bowl of pistachio nuts outside and decides to arrange a game of French cricket in the garden. He takes a tennis ball and a child's cricket bat from the boot of his Ford Escort and organises the children to play. Arthur comes out to join in and remarks on the mood inside. Some shifty-looking fellas in there. Is it always like this here? Don't know, Arthur. Only been here once before for dinner. It's always full of rich wankers talking about money. He gives the cricket bat to Ben, who holds it in front of his legs. Ben has to stay on the spot and deflect the tennis ball as the children try to hit his shins. Little Robert throws it a bit too hard. Ben misses and the ball heads towards the pub entrance. Cat goes to retrieve the ball. As he nears the entrance, the air seems to be sucked from his lungs. For a second, there's incredible heat, followed by a shockwave that knocks Cat off his feet and sends him flying through the air. He doesn't hear the blast from the IRA bomb, or feel the pain as shrapnel digs into his hip. He just sits in shock as the children scream silently. Arthur rushes into the bar looking for Enid and Pat. Cat rises and immediately falls back as the hot shard of metal makes its presence known. He screams in agony as his other senses start returning. He can now hear the cries of the kids and realises his face is covered with blood. He can't see out of his left eye. He manages to pull the shrapnel from his hip and struggles to his feet, making his way inside to look for Joan. He finds her very dead indeed. There isn't much to identify her other than her new handbag. Her face is gone, and all that remains is blood-soaked hair and the smell of burnt flesh. It's hard to see his hand in front of his face, but he hears a moan from behind a heavy oak table. He pulls it by the leg and manages to move it enough to get behind it. Enid groans again. Before Cat can call for Arthur, she holds his hand and apologises. What are you sorry for, Enid? You know what for. She gurgles through blood-filled lungs. For abandoning you. You think you're my mother? I know I am, Reginald. If I could go back and change that, I would. Okay, stop talking. I'll find help for you. Too late for that, my dear boy. Just stay with me. Enid's breathing becomes shorter and more laboured. Cat can just about make out her face as the dust settles. She's smiling at him, her eyes full of tears. Dear boy, beautiful boy. Enid dies seconds later, looking peaceful. Cat grasps her hand, kisses it, and sobs uncontrollably. End of chapter 11.